Trouble. Watch out. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down. Hey. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. When goes down. Say how we are gonna do this. Boy, ready? Ready? Boy, me say how we are gonna do this. Yes, we go down. Boy, sit down there. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance? Trouble. Watch out. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down. Hey. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down. We say how we are gonna do this. Boy, ready? Ready? Boy, we say how we are gonna do this. Yes, we go down. Boy, sit down there. wicked them a mad when tongues are thrown out. Hey, 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 hey. Watch you wicked them mad. Did you wicked them mad when tongues are thrown out? Say how we are gonna do this. Boy, ready? Ha ha ha. Ready? Boy, me say how we are gonna do this. Yes, we go down. Boy, sit down there, 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 sit down there. Boy, sit down there. Boy, sit down, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Boy, boy, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there. Watch you wicked them man. Did you wicked them man? Me say how we are gonna do you. Jesus, boy, watch out, watch out. Now worry about the wicked them now. Now worry about the wicked them. Tell them neighbor, come. Now worry when they talk about you. Now worry when they tell life on you. Worry they walk over their pan you. Now worry what them say about you. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance?
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want to write down that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable. And stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent supporters. Happy Friday to everyone in the chat. As usual, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate each and everyone's continued support. Remember, guys, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. Tonight's topic is The Plot Thickens, Part 2, with your host, Mystic Sensation. We will be joined momentarily by Melting Pot. Let me just go ahead and quickly welcome those in the chat. Dorothy McCoy, Beverly, Falmouth Girl 2, Bless Up Yourself, Devon Fletcher, Merville Mackey, Patel Cruikshank, Hopewell Nelson, Sharon Ricketts, Barbara Giwa, Donna Whitaker, Vian Miller, Seaga McCarthy, Marva Dice, Gail Force, 13, Paulette MacArthur, Balibala, Carol Hewitt, Winnie Mead, Gazeta Headley, Bless Up Yourself, welcome. Yeah, those persons I've mentioned already. Thank you so much for tuning in, and a special shout out to all our channel members and to all of our moderators. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Byron, but before that, Annie Bennett, Bless Up Yourself.
All right, thank you, Lady Mystic, and I want to say once again, Mystic Sensation, thank you all, right, to join a second lap of the Mystic Sensation, right? Earlier today, right, we did not get to discuss about the situation that is unfolding, right, within the vicinity of a compound town. And we definitely are going to touch it, and we are going to get into the details of it, because it is that Andrew Holness is making his chess move where that is concerned. And as I said, I have been tracking, right, Andrew Holness' movement, his chess play, and we are going to decode them, right, with evidence. But before we get there, I want to start tonight's program and show a news coming out of Nigeria, where a member of parliament had gotten some serious sentence, serious conviction as a result of criminal corruption. And I want to start with that, right, to spread it across Jamaica, that this is what we want for these corruptors as it relates to the kleptocratic government. Without any delay, honey, let us show that and show the people as it relates to corrupted politician, right, getting what he truly deserves, right? And this is from the BBC News, right? 2 days ago, former Nigerian minister sentenced to 75 years in rare corruption verdict. We want to make an example. Andrew Holness, based on the level of wickedness, and I know that we are going to get into this story, and trust me, this man has not done half of what Andrew Holness had done. And this man had gotten 75 years. So we take a look across Jamaica DPP, Jamaica Criminal Justice System, and ask, what are you doing? What are you doing with corruption? Why are you getting paid, DPP? Why are you getting paid, Mr. Commissioner of Police? Now let us get into this and show. Salia Maman, a former Nigerian power minister, has been sentenced to 75 years in prison for laundering 33.8 billion naira, $24.7 million, 18.5 million pound for money laundering. Andrew Holness cannot escape that. You had given $750,000 to Citibank. You can't escape this. A rare conviction against corrupt officials in the West African nation. Right? Let's read at the start here. Just a week before he was sentenced, Maman announced he intended to run for state governor. Can you imagine? Weeks before he sentenced, just a week before he was sentenced, Maman announced he intended to run for state governor. Now let me say this. Now, Mr. Andrew Holness, you who decide to still bare face, knowing to the fact that your statutory declaration cannot be certified and you're still upon the ballot. We are looking upon this example. You're still upon the ballot. The Commissioner of Police still have him hands and two jaws to wonder what he's supposed to do. The DPP, the wonder what she's supposed to do. Well, look and learn. DPP and the Commissioner of Police, look and learn in this case. Salam Maman, a former Nigerian power minister, has been sentenced to 75 years in prison for laundering 33.8 billion naira, 24.7 million, and 18.5 million in pound. Right? That is it. That is what it totally to as it relates to the 33.8 billion. Right? 24.7 million, right? And 18.5 million. a rare conviction against corrupt officials in the West African nation. Last week, Maman was found guilty of 12 counts, including using private firms to funnel money linked to government-funded power plants. Andrew Holness, as it relates to the amount of shell companies that he has, the amount of shell companies, right, that he has. So we want Jamaica to see the similar pattern here and what the Nigerian government has done, you understand, as it relates to their jurisprudence, as it relates to the DPP, as it relates to their investigative arm, right? They take step, right, and discipline him. Now, the 68-year-old was sentenced in absentia, on Wednesday. According to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, right, Maman has been out of circulation and without trace since his conviction. Now, people, remember, that's why we said that the Integrity Commission of Jamaica, right, they need to amend certain laws. They need to strengthen certain laws, not amend. They need to strengthen certain laws and give the Integrity Commission prosecutorial powers.
Also the Auditor General.
Right? And the Auditor General need to have, yes, the Auditor General. The reason why we are showing this case, right? Just like how their Economic and Financial Crime Commission, right, have prosecutorial powers, right, and bring him to bear and convicted him. The Integrity Commission investigators need to have prosecutorial powers. We are joking. We are joking if you are going to create a lion, right, to bite into corruption, and we are not giving him any teeth. We are going to create a lion to fight corruption, and we are not providing any teeth for that lion. We make sure that the lion, right, is teethless. Does that make sense? On Monday, the High Court in the capital, Abuja, issued an arrest warrant for Maman, who was power minister from 2015 to 2021. Right? Let's look at that, you know, from 2015 to 2021. Maman, who led the Ministry of Power under then President Muhammadu Buhari, has not publicly commented on his conviction. He can't publicly commented. He has to take the sentence. However, just a week before he was sentenced, the former minister announced plans to run for Tarabat state governor. Doing corruption, and run for state governor in the 2027 election on behalf of Nigeria ruling party. Take it away. Take that piece of garbage away. That is the example we want to make in Jamaica. That is the example, right, that we need to show in Jamaica. That is the example. Now, having said that, let us peep into the Maroon town. Now, Jamaica, we have a situation unfolding in the Maroon town, and of course, we have operators behind the curtain, which is Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is creating a catastrophe. But you see how he's silent, as if he's not a part of what is going on? Silent. Not a part of what is going on. But he wants Curry out of there, because he views Curry as a supporter of the People's National Party, playing politics. And not only that, him and Curry has some long-time feud, which we all know, where he's talking about sovereignty. Curry is defending his sovereignty to the Maroon land. Andrew Holness is saying that there is only one sovereign entity in Jamaica, and he doesn't recognize Curry. Not only that, Andrew Holness want to encroach and steal and continue with his stealing in the cockpit era. Yes. And because Curry is stopping him, is working behind the curtains, and have his two devils working against Curry. Let us dip and dive into that. Let us bring up the first information. So we are going to break it down for the people and make the people understand. Right? Now, let us hear this.
To a TVJ News update now, nomination day activities are not expected to go ahead tomorrow in a compound in St. Elizabeth as initially planned. Lawyers at the firm Philip Trail and Company applied for an injunction last week on behalf of candidate Meredith Rowe to prevent the election from taking place until the matter is heard. Now, the injunction was granted for an initial 28 days. Mr. Rowe, a former Maroon colonel and prospective candidate in the election, said the process has been unfair and is flawed.
In former times, whenever we have elections, each colonel takes steps to advise all prospective candidates in time so that we meet with that planning committee to make preparations for both the enumerations and the elections and the location for the polling areas and things like that. And when we settled on it now, the Electoral Office of Jamaica has been asked to assist, and they always assist. The government have no objection to electoral office supervise our elections in terms of even venue.
Now, he further argued that with the February 18 date for the constitutional holding of the election having passed, Chief Richard Curry, is no longer the leader of a compound Maroons. Now, Chief Curry recently announced that nomination day was set for tomorrow, May 15, and election day on May 22. In the meantime, another prospective candidate in the election, immediate past Colonel Ferron Williams, had also accused Chief Curry of undermining the process, failing to consult with potential candidates, and shortening the time between nomination and election day.
This will not happen. And I am asking the government of Jamaica to step in, because come Friday, it won't be pretty if he persists and try to have a nomination. Because I can tell you, the people in a compound, they will be up in arms.
Okay. Jamaica, before we start, let me show you that external influences behind them two either there. Behind them two sellout there. Behind them two house slave there. Make Andrew Holness use them. The first question I'm going to ask is going to blow them out of the water. When you look at them two here, I am asking, which part do you get big money from if you apply to King Council lawyer? Where do you get money from? Tell me, where do you get money from to apply to use King Council lawyer? Eh? You don't even have money to buy box food. You don't even have money to buy one drink of rum and buy box food. But you don't have big King Council lawyer because mayhem. Who go know the money? Eh? Andrew Holness the funnel, you know, to create mayhem. So the first question me ask, show the entire world the influence that pushing you people. You don't have money. You don't have money. You don't even have money for buy box food. But you have big King Council lawyer and attack on a fumble jumble. Right? You see what people you understand what corruption costs? When you see them 2 years, now understand what Richard Curry is fighting. Now understand what Richard Curry is pushing back against for their own good, for them 2 idiots their own good. Now understand that if Richard Curry lower his arms as it relates to his protection, Andrew One is pushing the crony capitalists, and them later on are going to regret it when it is too late. Bring up melting pot. Bring up melting pot. So them 2 sell out here. But can't buy box food. Can't buy a drink of rum. All of a sudden, have Casey liar behind them. They push Andrew Owen's mandate. Want to see the level of wickedness, people? Before we go any further into this, right? Before we go any further into the buffoonery, let me have my brother Melting Pot meet and greet. Blessings, Melting Pot.
Blessing my people. Good night, you know. Sorry to be a little bit behind time, but better late than never. You know, sometimes the body just shut down and, you know, need a motivation to get it up. Thanks to my brother for giving me a wake up call. Yeah. But, you know, tonight we just want to say, you know, enough love and respect all over to everybody tuning into the chat. Yeah. All blood and fire come ready. Don't know. Melting pot love on the same way. Yeah. So it's just an umbrella. Greetings and welcome from the pot tonight. Over back to the host.
Blessings.
All right. Blessings. Okay, all right. Never caller online. Let me hear what the caller said before we proceed. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead. Okay. Boy, we'll get some disturbance in our studio. Yeah, blessings, my brother. All right, no, all right. Let me just give you 2 minutes to just summarize what you have to say to us, because we just started the program. So use that 2 minutes and summarize what you have to say. We are hearing a lot of destruction in the background. It is affecting the studio as well. Can I go inside? Well, yeah, because it is affecting the studio here, and it is affecting other people who are listening as well. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. All right. So let us get back into that situation. So both Roe and Ferran, they are affiliates of the Jamaica Labour Party, right? Now being influenced by Andrew Ones to overshow Curry, because Curry is preventing him from taking advantage of the cockpit. Right? Now, I'm going to show some evidence tonight. We are going to get into the matter tonight. Now, let us show the progress, what is going on. Right? So, let us get to the next clip on it. Let us show the progress, what is taking place. So, both of them, right, being supported by Andrew Ones, right, who is now financing them to move against Curry. So the GLP now is financing them to get out Curry. Now, see here, people, court ruling pauses a compound election process. Right, so their injunction, right, has been processed, and this is today's date, people. Let me show you. This is today's date, May 15, 2026. So yes, they had gotten their injunction, right, in process. Now, a Supreme Court judge on Wednesday granted an application for an injunction that will effectively halted a planned nomination day exercise that was scheduled to take place in a compound St. Elizabeth today. Now me are watching Andrew Jones. You understand? You can set up all your derricks for alt election. You understand? But we want to, we are going to watch you keenly, right? If you are going to use, right, assist your two affiliates as it relates to Pegasus there, because we know where the Pegasus located. The court order is expected to also spoil plans for the election of a new leader that was scheduled for next Friday in the Maroon community. A copy of the order handed down by Justice N.H. Hines shared with the Jamaica Observer on Thursday. So now move fast. Want to see how now move fast? That's why we said that justice is selective. Look how fast Unwa move on this. So let me ask a question. What happened to Paul Buchanan? What happened to Paul Buchanan's situation? Look how fast Jamaica, look, you know. Jamaica, just look. Look how fast this situation progress. Quick response, because they want to stop Curry. Now, so let me ask the question. What happened to Paul Buchanan? Right? How long Paul Buchanan situation get all up? And we are not hearing nothing from the Supreme Court. We are not hearing anything. Look how fast. Look how quick. Look how speed. Look at the speed with this. Look, Jamaica. This corrupted Andrew Jones. Right? But let me say this. We are going to unite and we are going to definitely have you face the criminal justice system. Trust me, mark our words. A copy of the order handed down by Justice N.R. Hines shared with the Jamaica Observer on Thursday stated that upon the ex parte notice of application for interim injunction, it was ordered that nomination day and election day exercise be stayed until June 10, 2026, or until such date as the amended notice of application for the court orders filed are heard. When you hear that, Jamaican people? So what happened to the Paul Buchanan situation as it relates to Andrew Jones? What happened to that? The hearing of the amended ex parte notice of application for interim injunction is fixed for the 10th day of June 2026 at 10 a.m. for 1 hour by video conference, or as soon as counsel may be heard. The order read. Take this away. But Jamaica, let me talk to you. And let us get to the bottom of this thing. Before I get there, let me ask Melting Pot if he wants to have any say on those two clips. Right? Because we are going to dig deep. Pat, you have anything to say as it relates to the two clips? And did you hear the first clip, or you want me to play over the first clip?
Well, no, you don't have to play it back in us, Byron. I know the whole intricacy surrounding, Andrew Jones and Chief Curry and the Maroon land. Yeah, I would just want to say to this guy, I say, look, here what happened now. Jamaica has been, in its own format for a mighty long time. Yeah, before this guy even born. Yeah, and we never have no prime minister agi Maroon problem on them land. Yeah, all our previous prime minister have always, led by example. And they have always, make sure they have a high level of respect for the Maroon sovereignty. Now, in the case of this crime minister we have, where, him can't certify, but him just go all about and spread him virus of corruption. Yes, what him do? Him get to the previous chief, the nastiness one, yeah, where he's a sellout. Him work with, to overthrow Chief Curry. But that previous one, they coming like the Dunsmuir over Portland. You understand? Him is just only for him belly. Because him want to give the Maroon sovereignty to a criminal, you know. Andrew Wallace, you know. Yeah, because Andrew have him agenda in Maroon land.
Which part them get money to order KC lawyer?
I don't know. I don't know because the last time I see him look like a hookworm. He must suffer. You understand? So I don't know where him get money from for hire KC lawyer. But we know Andrew have few in the thing. Because Andrew have endeavor enough for the Maroon, you know, piece of land, you know. Yeah, and him not realize the eco-friendly system of the Maroon land when want up in the cockpit country. 40% of the watershed that, you know. And we can't make a criminal, yeah, go damage the watershed because he want to mine out the place. You understand? We cannot afford that. Warm to water, reliability. Yeah. When you come damage that, the rainforest. What to it? Last time we see them sending some man go cut out the whole heap of lumber them, you know. I don't think the Maroon them get paid for that lumber. No. You understand? This guy just going around causing mayhem in the country and him not certify him a criminal, international criminal. Him to leave the problem, yeah, with the Maroon land. Take it off him head. No other prime minister ever pursue the Maroon space. Yeah, the Maroon have them one chief designated to govern in certain regard. Yeah, stabilize the Maroon town and the Maroon people them. Yeah, and preserve them sovereignty. Where them get from the governor of United Kingdom way back 9 days. You understand? So I don't know why Andrew have problem with the Maroon settlement in a compound town. Yeah? But it's a criminal venture in Japan, you know. Yeah? Because remember we have more pressing need in Jamaica for this guy concentrate on, you know. We have the people and we have to get another shower of hurricane, rain and breeze. Yeah? And him not address to them problem and him sit down on a mountain, a donation cash, plus 6.7 billion US from the bank, then the World Bank, plus the whole of the money from CARICOM for the cat ban insurance, plus money from UK all over the place, and him not doing nothing but him a concentrate on Chief Curry and the Maroon settlement. And when want why this guy and this criminal would have ventured so far into the Maroon space. Just look what the man I don't know my Jamaican people. You know, so this guy is a virus. This guy is a virus and a plague, you know, in our society, you know. And it cannot be certified at the problem that, yeah, and the justice system will move towards, you know, swift action as it relates to Andrew Wallace and him plan. Yeah. Them have had a big high profile case in Jamaica with even the same guy, you know. With Royal Reid, with Patrick Bailey, with all type of whole heap of corruption case in front of them, and them now move swiftly in front towards the case them. But all them want to come to know is pursue some illegal activity in the Maroon settlement. Yeah, and we can't have that, you know. So them two big old nasty garbage will sell out the Maroon to a criminal. We don't even know the status, you know. We don't shit. Yeah, because Maroon has never been into any embroilment with any of the leader of the country. No, the Maroon, them, if you know hear them name call, you don't know so them exist. Peaceful people, them. Yeah. Law-abiding citizens, them. Yeah. Led by a brilliant mind in Chief Curry. Excellent brain. Yeah. If Andrew have the brain with Chief Curry have, you know, I think he would be a better individual, you know. But Andrew brain coming like crab, you know. Be a shit in Andrew brain, you know. That's why I'm going on to be a garbage. Andrew, and the Dunce's prime minister around the country, you know. Him now no brain, him a criminal, my Jamaican people. Yeah. So you see him I do. Yeah. I just the bureaucrats them round him. I write him notes them for him. My shit. Andrew a dunce. Andrew a thief. Andrew now no civic mind. If Andrew did have civic mind, Jamaica would have a better shape and condition. So what Andrew do is go through the place and map out the place with them satellite, with them Pegasus. where man the Chinese them have. Yeah? I know where everything's situated and I move toward it like if it's a minor. Yeah? We don't want no minor prime minister around here, so. You understand? Leave the Maroon people and them land alone. What is there for them, and it is there for a reason. I am more concerned about the 40% watershed, yeah, that the cockpit country offer to Jamaica than this guy going. Can't remember anything where this guy go take out of Jamaica and mine out of Jamaica, you know. It not benefit Jamaica, you know. It a benefit him and him associate them. Yeah, him and him criminal administration where him have, and them alone a benefit, you know. Remember, you know, we have seen where this guy, yeah, have made recommendation to even dive up the Golden over Port Royal. We seen from 1632, this piece of shit, this criminal we have. Yeah, boy, my prime minister, I'm the crime minister. Up to that, the man want the Chinese them to come and come dive up. But them should have go and go dive it up, man. And see how much of them come up back. Yeah, Andrew, you have virus. You can leave the country alone. Jamaica no want no more assistance from you in a development because you don't develop the country. You have the country to develop from 2016 and what you do. You wreck the country. And all you do is go around and spy out which part the asset of the country there. And when you don't get it where you sell it, and when you don't sell it, you thief it, you're a criminal. I yield back the floor to you, Lord Byron.
All right. Now let us deal with some serious situation in terms of bringing the evidence, right, as it relates to Andrew Holness working behind the scenes to overthrow Curry. Let us get to, right, the next subject matter, right, and building up the evidence here. Now, Jamaica, let me say this. There's a rift between Andrew Holness and Curry, and I want you to understand the history between Andrew Holness and Curry. Curry is hell-bent in protecting the Maroon resources, and rightfully so, as it relates to the Maroon property and the treaty, right, that provided them, right, that control of the property. It is not said one time or two times Andrew Holness tried to breach, right, the Maroon sovereignty as it relates to that particular property that protected by the treaty. Not the first time. Andrew Holness want to capitalize the entire Maroon area. Want to send in crony capitalists in the cockpit to damage the cockpit. Now, Richard Curry is letting him know that the Maroon, as a sovereign entity under the treaty, right? This is what go against Andrew Holness in a very deep way. I am going to let you hear it. Now listen to this, Jamaican people. Listen to this.
I said it last year and I say it again. In today's Jamaica, there should be no one being kicked off land or being termed a squatter. The squatter terminology drop off the map because the land was defended by our people for our people. So if you throw the treaty off the table, you throw your rights to land off the table. So it's not about Chief Curry. Chief Curry is trying to articulate something for you to understand. The British recognize the Maroons as equals. So when you hear of crown lands, there are two crowns on the island. So the Maroons, or the First Nation Jamaicans, as I will now say, have equal rights to those said crown lands, as the state may challenge me on that. The power of the signature that comes from here
represents that treaty, which is why here is so oppressed. The voice here represents your voices, but you've been blinded by the hidden agendas of capitalistic driven individuals who will force their way and stop at nothing to have their way with us. We're more than just knocking drums.
Fresh
Right to the
drop.
land.
Okay, take it away, honey. So you have heard also Corey. You have heard also Corey stated and identified the enemy in plain Jamaican language. Corey identified the enemy. That the enemy is crony capitalist, Andrew Holness and his compatriots. Andrew Holness and his evil. So when Andrew Holness heard what Corey said, it upset him that he has to answer Corey. I am giving you the history and unfold the history for you. Because he believed that Corey is out of his place, but Corey is right. The Maroons, the First Nation, they fought and defended their territory. He is 100% right. Because the treaty had given him such right. And he's indeed right, have the sovereignty for that area of land that the treaty allowed him. He is 100% right. So when we have the two house slaves, Mr. Rowe and Ferran Williams, who is now working behind closed doors with Andrew Holness to get out Chief Corey because they want to capitalize a compound. Corey is not lying. Corey knows the evil that he's up against. Corey knows the evil he's fighting. What Corey said upset Andrew Holness so much that Andrew responded to what Corey said. Listen to what Andrew Holness responded. Listen to Andrew Holness' response. Listen to Andrew Holness' response. Now, to show you how this man is a narcissist, to show you how this man is dibby and petty and a thief and a scammer, listen to him.
A unitary sovereign state. There is no other sovereign authority in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica.
Ashe.
I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept.
This is the stuff of how guerrilla wars come and states break down.
The point is, we have been soliciting a government for 3.5 years, and today they have not responded to us. Today they have not attended one function, and Marky G has.
So for me, in trying to be the diplomat, I've tried on several occasions. I've said this on many platforms. I continue to say it. I keep.
So that get to the heart of Andrew Holness. The heart of Andrew Holness grieve him of what Corey said. And not only as a result of what Corey said, but Corey was also seen on the People's National Party platform speaking the truth. That they were only visited and supported by Mark Jefferson Goldie. That increased the pressure, the fight, the bitterness, and the hatred for Corey. Because no, Curry is not showing any inclination to be the supporter or supporting Andrew Holness evil. Curry is not allowing the Maroon, the Akompong town area to be capitalized. Curry is defending on a humanitarian basis. Curry said, no, we have to keep the area as fertile as possible. We have 40% of the water shelf life here. We say no to crony capitalists. That will cripple our people. That will damage our people. But no, the evil doesn't want that. Crony capitalist doesn't want that. The big question that we all need to ask is, what is it, what manner of debt that Andrew Holness is in? What he owed crony capitalists that bit by bit and piece by piece is handing Jamaica to them. Let me tell you something. What sort of deal Andrew Holness made with the devil? Crony capitalists. What sort of deal? They have him as a result of the corruption that he had done. And he knows that if he doesn't give them what they want, they are going to squeeze his balls. So then, the pressure is on because crony capitalists want the cockpit. Crony capitalists want a compound. And Curry is blocking that. Andrew Holness had shown also his personal greed, his thievery. He had established it on their compound. And Curry observed that him, Andrew Holness, the devil, the demons, want to capitalize a compound. Look at this next clip. Let me show you the evidence. We have the evidence here. I have been tracking him. Let us look on the encroachment. Listen, people.
Is moving on. So when our people have a problem and we raise the problem, it is as if we're the obstruction. The department is moving on. So when our people have a problem and we raise the problem, it is as if we're the obstruction.
Andrew Holness used state agency to go in on a compound to steal their property. Evidence that you have shown. Curry is tapping that. Curry is blocking that. Andrew Holness used state agency to go in to steal the lumbers, the mahogany. You tell me, Jamaican people, what sort of man is this? He's a thief. He's a criminal. Let me ask this question. Which other prime minister has ever encroached on the Maroon land? I want Jamaica to look in the entire political history from 1962 until we speak. Tell me, which prime minister has ever done that? You see, the amount of reasons why we show that Andrew Holness is a criminal. Because no other prime minister was under pressure from crony capitalists who wanted Jamaica for themselves. Because no other prime minister in Jamaica has ever done the level of corruption like Andrew Holness and caught up. And we are now, he has to sell out Jamaica to avoid him from getting clamped from Donald Trump administration. So the two kleptocratic is at really tense moment. Crony capitalist is at war. Crony capitalist is at war with their compound. Crony capitalists had tried it in Michael Manley time. And Michael Manley said no. Michael Manley pushed back. And the crony capitalists plan and plot and try to destroy democratic socialism. But we are here today stronger than before. Now, look at that. Let us move a little bit further on the next clip. Let us show you why Curry is coming under pressure. So he's coming under pressure for all the cockpit properties because the cockpit area, right, as it relates to bauxite, as it relates to rare mineral earth, rare mineral components, right? They want it, and they want it so badly. Here it is. The Maroon's new chief, Richard Curry, says, no mining in cockpit country. You know that this is going to put him and Andrew Holness at odds. This is going to put him and crony capitalists at odds. Let us get into it. For several years, whether or not mining should take place in Jamaica's cockpit country has been a contentious debate among residents at home and Jamaicans living in the diaspora. According to the Water Resources Authority, on listen now, Jamaica, what Chief Curry is fighting for. The area is Jamaica's largest remaining natural forest and limestone, a sanctuary for extraordinary biological diversity. Sitting over a large aquifer, the fresh water stored and released through almost 40 rivers, streams, springs, upwellings, glades, and pond supplies about 40% of Western Jamaica water needs. This is what crony capitalists want to damage. For continuous mining, putting cockpit, their compound, on their list to get the rich mineral resources to build their warplanes, to build their armories. So Jamaica lifestyle must substitute for their greed. They want to suffer us for their priorities. In 2017, the Andrew Holness administration announced the designated cockpit country protected area boundary in Parliament some 74,726 hectares of existing forest reserve will be protected and closed to mining. He, right, in 2017, tried to use his trickery. He that claimed protection of these properties and pointing out boundaries, he is the very same one who had breached them. The very same one who had breached them. Who can listen to him? His 100-year promise is a garbage like what he had done here, claiming that he's protecting, right, the cockpit boundary. When him breach, sending state agencies to cut down the lands, the mahogany logs, and to damage their compound area. The government later announced that it was planning to grant Noranda Bauxite Company license. So look here, sir. Look here on this paragraph. In 2017, this is what the corruption does, the evil. In 2017, Andrew Owens' administration announced the designated cockpit country protected area, right? Boundary in Parliament. Some 74,726 hectares of existing forest reserve will be protected and closed to mining. But look now, people. Look at the next paragraph. Look at the next paragraph. The man is going back on his word to show you that he is a scammer. Scammer. A thief. A criminal. Look here. Look at the next paragraph. The government later, listen up now. The government later announced that it was planning to grant Noranda Bauxite Company license to mine in the cockpit country. You know, say my hypocrite. Unno see say my hypocrite. In 2017, Sita, so what I say, announced a designated cockpit country protected area boundary in Parliament. Some 74,726 hectares of existing forest reserve would be protected. That's what he said, you know. Would be protected and closed to mining. This is what he said, you know. It would be protected and closed to mining. Look down us upon the next paragraph. The same criminal government, the same scamming government who offer protection. Look what he has done now. The government later announced that it was planning, yes, to grant Noranda Bauxite Company license to mine in the cockpit country. Although Prime Minister Owens reassured the nation that no mining would take place in the cockpit area, the announcement did not go over well with Jamaicans, who chastised the government for wanting to mine in the cockpit country in the first place. Take that away. So Jamaica, we want to show them two plantation house slave there. What can't even buy a good drink around and can't even pay for a good night box food or good night dinner. We want to get money from to order KC lawyer to put out injunction. So Andrew Owens, we know say you are doing it. We know say you behind it. We know say you the fund the activities against Curry. You are a damn hypocrite. You talk in Parliament that you would protect them. But yet, you are now selling them out to crony capitalists. Selling them out to crony capitalists. Let me bring in my brother Melting Pot to hit you down. Brother Melting Pot, come in.
Yes, sir, Lord Byron. You know, what strike me most of all, you know, is the fact that the matter said 34,000 signature was, you know, in existence, blocking, you know, the project where Andrew Willis have. You have to protect the cockpit country. 34,000 signature, you know, say no mining.
Yes.
But the guy want go through with mining. You understand? But oh, you can have your watershed era. Yeah? It set on so much layer, a plate, where wall up there so. When you go in there and start mining, a tear that I tear down, man.
Oh, yes.
But you see, the problem with Jamaica have, you know, is from the Chinese, them start coming at Jamaica, you know, come live, you know, come take settlement, you know. And them want the rare earth mineral, you know, to make them chip, you know, for them robot and them 5G mobile phone, you know.
Them on USA, hold on, Benton Pat. USA army generals them sign a deal. You understand, as it relates to that too. So US involved as well.
US involved as well. But remember, sir, the Chinese them first identify the rare earth mineral up there, you know.
Yes.
That tug of war. Yeah, because you know, so right now Trump flying. And when the president for China want to discuss with him 2 days ago, it's the same rare earth mineral to make them chip for them robot.
Yes.
Yeah. So we know Jamaica have those things, but it is situated in a very delicate location where it cannot be touched. It's a severe calamity if you're going to mine the cockpit region, you know.
Yes.
The cockpit coming like the Amazon, you know. Rainforest, you know.
Exactly.
And it must be preserved. Yeah. It must be preserved. So it's not everywhere in Jamaica you can look pan and go tear it down. But here is a guy 2017 as him just come in. Yeah, that's why I tell people say it's a plantocracy government, you know. This government, you know, them plan for Jamaica, you know. But Jamaica now get a benefit out of them plan, you know. Yeah. It's a crony capitalism plan where will only benefit crony capitalism and crony capitalists. You understand? Now, 2017, him talk about protecting the cockpit country and the space. Yeah? The 74,726 hectares. But then, in a no time, him want to send in Neranda, backside mining company, to go mine up there, so. You know, say this guy move like he was a dictator in our place. Like say everything him can touch, him have authority to touch it. You hear him oppose Chief Curry and I tell Chief Curry about sovereignty. And only one sovereignty here. Piece of shit go one side. The Maroon have their own sovereignty. And it must not be encroached upon or trampled upon. Yeah, you are the only Prime Minister that ever have ongoing feud with the Maroon. Yeah, you are now paying too garbage. Yeah, to have KC lawyer representing them. Too mange. We can't buy Kitosi powder to get rid of the mange off of them things. But no, them KC.
Metal Pat, repeat that. Where does say a while ago?
And can't buy Kitosi powder to get rid of the mange off of them skin. A too mange dog. But them have KC lawyer represent them. We see the same thing happen to the youth over Portland, you know. Where them said it responsible for Bloomfield dead, you know. I see where I'm to film them eyes, him missing. After him have 2 KC lawyer representing the youth, and them family nah no money. Yes, the same gone miss now. And we know hear nothing from the mother, you know, him mother no come out, come talk, you know. So you see, the mafiaism we are run Jamaica under this administration, it must be dealt with, it need to be nipped in the bud. Yeah? You can't have a leader that is contrived to corruption at all costs. Him find ways and means of having people, yeah, to carry out his mandate, yeah, and he will back them to the extent where some mangy dog have KC lawyer now lead them round, eh? Lead them round with dark color and dark skin. Got 2 mangy dog them there, you know. So Andrew must be stopped, and Jamaica. We must not allow this guy to go and do as him like with the country. Because as I said, you cannot go into the cockpit country to do those type of work, mining work. You can't do it. First thing you have to tamper with the water and the quality of the water. Yeah? That is number 1, first and foremost. Yeah? You go and start now create land slipperage. Yeah? where you see the mountainside that tear down. God, this garbage, more than for thief the country. Yeah? And when you see them, they go in and start cut out the lumber, them, have to start clear the cockpit country, If Chief Curry never step in, and we saw the whole commotion that took place that Sunday afternoon. Trucks of lumber, yeah, them not have no authority. The board them no stamp. Yeah, them going to take all the people them mahogany and well expensive lumber. Yeah, at what cost? Nothing. I don't think Chief Curry them get the money for that for them lumber there,
No, they haven't.
Them don't get no. You understand? Says a bad man government we have in our country. We are going on a bad up all the Maroon them. You understand? We cannot allow that. Because remember, you see the eagle and the dragon, we grip this piece of garbage. Them now let go off him until them get what they want out of him, And remember, him can't use him body strength to get where, because I'm weak under corruption. Weak. Them have so much thing on him for prison, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and this is why this piece of nastiness need to leave the House of Representatives and stop muddy up the water, because he cannot represent Jamaica. Him uncertified. You understand? And to me, him is an outlaw criminal. He's the only prime minister where we ever have, we desecrate the country, we rob from the poor, The only one, as bad as things be blind aga, him run for him, shantytown mafia scheme. Yeah? But him never go on like this piece of garbage. No, him never. You understand? Him used to leave things, a lot of things as it is. Him go corrupt with criminal activity and danship. Now this garbage I want to take it further. Yeah, where him bully everybody. You understand? Him want to take it further where him bully everybody. Look who the man got mingle with the man. The Maroon, them clean, decent people. Him got mingle with it. Nobody no want Andrew around them, Andrew a criminal. And nobody no want them type of virus there. Remember, Andrew come like a pandemic, I pandemic supposed to be a worldwide thing, Me not say I'm an epidemic, Him come like a pandemic. Where criminal activity is concerned, him is the only crime minister in the entire world right now. We're certified criminal activity surround him. Can't be certified. Can't explain him well. Mix up in all type of bangarang Ponzi scheme. Rob everybody left, right, and center. Remember when Andrew robbed the old woman of 60 million in a SSL, That go down as one of the most criminal activity ever take place in Jamaica. Yeah, you are robbed from a 60-year-old senior citizen or life savings. You understand? So this guy will rob everything out of Jamaica. I remember it not benefiting the country. Yeah, Jamaica has not grown 1% under this administration. Not 1%. So we cannot have this guy, and me I said to Chief Curry, stand your ground. We know you're a brilliant Jamaican, yeah? And you represent the value of the Maroon. You are their leaders, and you are leading very well, not like this garbage. This garbage was supposed to lead Jamaica. Where am I doing? I drag down Jamaica and I precipitate. Who will be benefiting from this rare earth mineral? It's only two countries, China and US. Jamaica not benefiting now. Jamaica have mineral in a backside and gateway. So what more mining you know want mine? And this Naranda backside company are from India, Yeah, so you see who him have. You see who him have contracted to do that work. Naranda, I don't know India, you find that. You understand? This is why I'm have so much vested interest in India. Yeah, because him have some secret endeavor with him and them government for them country there. India and China and US. Yeah, when Andrew and them attack and discuss about Jamaica, it's unbelievable if Jamaican people really know. Unbelievable. Jamaican will never have nothing left back to call sovereignty. Everything will be given away, taken away. And we see it. We see it. And we have said to this guy, said, leave with politics arena alone. You have done enough to destroy the country. You understand? You have done enough to disturb the mind of the people in the country. Jamaica now cannot think relatively, humbling of themselves, I be ignorant-minded people because when this guy are going in Jamaica, nobody can sit comfortable with it right now. The mass of the people now are realizing the guy had steal the country right from underneath them foot and I give to some first world country. You can't imagine the two major economy in the world a fight over one little island because of a corrupted leader. Jamaica has now become a tug-of-war instrument in the middle of the eagle and the dragon, One a grab you, so one a grab this, Because Jamaica have something what they want. Yeah? Jamaica have rare earth mineral. We have all oil. The whole of them want the exploration. Yeah? Mining and drilling and all type of thing. But it not benefit the country. That benefit the capitalists them. Yeah, and that's why I say black people, at time we not done away with this capitalistic mentality party called the Jamaica Labour Party. Here, at time we not done away with this, This party will destroy everything where the slave them fought for in the 18th century. This Jamaica Labour Party is entrusted in handing over the Jamaican society at large to the capitalistic mentality, imperialistic minded people and we are around the world. I remember China has now fallen into that category, China is not seen in terms of a communist country that, defend like our third world nation, No, China now becomes a capitalist country, fighting for the #1 slot with the United States. So the days are when you look on China as a country would have defend all a little island like Jamaica sovereignty. That gone off of the chart now, China is now fighting for the #1 slot as it relates to economy. Yeah? So we have problem when we have the eagle and the dragon, but we have to contend with our leader is corrupted and cannot say nothing in regard to defending the sovereignty and restoring and keeping the sovereignty of the country. The sovereignty of the country is now being handed on a platter. Yeah, and the eagle and the dragon are fight feet. And I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
All right. Well said, Melting Pot. Now, Jamaican people, right? Now, I want you to just lend me your ears a little because we are going to rise the momentum and we are going to speak and identify two of Andrew Holness's keys to the treasury. These are two permanent secretaries that work through various ministries where billions of dollars unaccounted for. And these two permanent secretaries been aiding and abetting Andrew Holness corruption from ever since. We are going to identify them tonight. And we are going to show Jamaica something that Jamaica is going to shock. Now, let us bring up the first document as it relates to the two permanent secretary that we want to identify tonight, who they are handing Andrew Holness, Darrell Valls, right? And those who are culpable, the keys to the treasury. Yes. Yes. Let us get into some investigation tonight. Let us begin with this investigation. The question the observer highlighted here. Where is the money? Audit exposes millions in unaccounted funds, right? Across ministries. So we are going to get into this. Now see, March 15, 2026. let us get into this. An audit of government ministries and agencies has uncovered millions of dollars in financial irregularities across the public sector, including 23 million in unaccounted funds and more than 185 million in salary overpayment within the education ministry. Salary overpayment within the education ministry, according to a report tabled in the House of Representatives last Thursday. The findings are contained in the Government of Jamaica Audit Committee's annual report for the year 2024 and the year 2025, prepared by the Internal Audit Directorate. Right? In the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, which provides a snapshot of governance and of financial management issues identified across ministries. Notice the plurification. Departments and agencies. And if you notice, everything pluralized. During the 2024-2025 financial year, the report highlights significant weaknesses in the Ministry of Education, Youth, Skills, and Information during that year, where internal auditors identified large salary overpayment stemming from payroll and administrative control failures linked to salary restructuring, along with millions of dollars in funds that could not be accounted for. Take that away. And you have seen, as I said, I'm going to highlight 2 permanent secretaries that helping Andrew Honest and the Jamaica Labour Party with a high level of criminality. People need to see it. Now let us get to the probing. We are going to hear from Juliet, Mr. Robinson.
That is not
Payroll.
It's not there.
Okay. Let us identify, right? Let us identify the first permanent secretary here, Mistress Arlene Williams. We are going to dig into her tonight. Mrs. Arlene Williams brings a diverse range of expertise to her new role as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. This entity had lost billions of dollars under the supervision of Mistress Arlene Williams. There she is. This Ministry Economic Growth and Job Creation, billions of dollars unaccounted for as it relates to the supervision of Mistress Arlene Williams. We are calling out tonight. With a wealth of experience in various government ministries and departments, she has been instrumental in spearheading major capital projects and overseeing significant spends in the Ministry of National Security, Jamaica Constabulary Force. Mrs. Williams holds an MA in Development Studies with specialization in Public Policy and Administration from the Institute of Social Study. Right? Now take that away. And this lady, under supervision, billions of dollars unaccounted for. Now let us move to the next. And we are going to dig deep to the one who is in charge of all permanent secretaries. And the one who fly the gate and let in the pirate. Let us go to this particular permanent secretary. This is the permanent secretary who fly the gate and let in all the pirate. This permanent secretary is who assisted Andrew Honest high level of criminality, Darrell Vaz high level of criminality, and all the wrongdoing in various ministries. This is the person responsible for that. The Honorable Audrey V. Sewell became Cabinet Secretary on 1st of August 2023. Mr. Sewell holds an MSc in Human Resource Development and Bachelor of Science in Management Studies from the University of West Indies. Additionally, she holds a certificate in Management Studies from UII and an advanced certificate in Educational Administration and Leadership jointly from the Swedish Institute for National Development and Vocational Development Institute. A graduate of Chartered Teachers College, Mrs. Sewell also pursued studies in research methodology at the University of Michigan. Now, let me just go down here and go to the career in terms of her career. A trained teacher by profession, having taught at several institutions at the secondary level. Mrs. Sewell was instrumental in the launch of the Art Trust in 1982. The subsequently assumed formal full-time employment with the aforementioned institution in April 1984. She served the Art Trust NTA in various capacities throughout the years, and lastly as Director of Academias in 2004. Mrs. Sewell later served as Principal Director of Justice Ministry, Justice Training Institute from 2004 to 2008. Under her leadership, the JTI was registered by the University Council of Jamaica. Additional, Mrs. Sewell expanded the offering provided by the JTI and positioned the organization, the Justice Training Hub, with the Caribbean. In 2008, Ms. Sewell was appointed Permanent Secretary. I want you to listen now, people. In 2008, Mrs. Sewell was appointed Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education. This was the time when Andrew Holness awarded several contracts to Gavin as it relates to the timeline investigation of the Integrity Commission. Mistress Sewell was the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Education. Audrey Sewell had supervised over billions of dollars in corruption from Andrew Holness throughout various ministries. Every ministry that Audrey Sewell, that Andrew Holness put Audrey Sewell, all of those ministries, billions of dollars missing. And you know what? After billions of dollars missing, she was promoted to Cabinet Secretary. She was promoted. She's the one who is responsible for all Permanent Secretary. Because indeed, she fried the gate for Andrew. So Andrew Holness promoted her to Cabinet Secretary, responsible for all Permanent Secretary. She knows everything about the pilfering, the nepotism, the cronyism, and the skullduggery. There she is. Take this away. Now I'm going to show people something where people are going to surprise. Now, let us dig into this, right? Because we don't run propaganda around. Let us dig into this. We don't run propaganda around here. Jamaica, look at this. I want all Jamaicans to see this. Permanent Secretary gunned down in broad daylight. Where am I going? Where am I going, people? Audrey Sewell's father. I want Jamaica to listen to what I'm saying. Audrey Sewell's father, who Andrew Holness promoted Audrey Sewell, right? Because Audrey Sewell give him the key to the treasury. Audrey Sewell's father paid to kill the first Permanent Secretary in Jamaica. Gunned down in broad daylight. Audrey Sewell's father. Audrey Sewell's father are sentenced to prison, so it cannot be no allegation. This paper is going to tell you before I open the whole thing. This prominent secretary got killed on the very same project that Audrey Sewell herself worked on. Audrey Sewell was there. The same project that caused this permanent secretary to gun down Audrey Sewell's father, charged for his murder and sent to prison. Jamaica, you hear what I'm saying? So when we're talking about the history of corruption, here it is. Let me open and read the paper for you all. In broad daylight on June 16, 1977, hitmen gunned down Edward Ted Ogilvie, permanent secretary in the Ministry of Construction, as he stood at the gate of his Lydia Drive home in Avondale, St. Andrew. Ogilvie had gone home for lunch and was returning to his car when two men on a motorcycle rode up and shot him twice in the head. You are going to see the reason why he was killed, Jamaica. The shooters were later confronted by two policemen on foot patrol, but got away after a brief gun battle. First rushed to Medical Associate Hospital, Ogilvie was transferred to the University Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Dr. John McCartney, consultant neurosurgeon at the Kingston Public Hospital, would later testify that he had examined Ogilvie on the afternoon of June 16, 1977, and found that Ogilvie died as a result of brain damage resulting from bullet wounds. At the time of his death, he had been in the midst of conducting an audit of a housing project in the deprived East Kingston community of McGregor Gully. You are going to see the reason why he was killed, Jamaica, where it was alleged that some 1.9 million was spent on the project in just 6 weeks, apparently overshooting budget targets. It is again, let me take a minute. It is against that background that in June 1980, a jury of 12, so I'm not spreading any propaganda, and Audrey Sewell's father. This is the paper, and this is the conviction. It is against this background that in June 1980, a jury of 12, after hearing evidence, convicted a former superintendent of works, Western Dyer, which Audrey Dyer Sewell father. Audrey Sewell father. Audrey Dyer Sewell father. It is against background that in June 1980, a jury of 12, after hearing evidence, convicted a former superintendent of works, Western Dyer, Audrey Sewell father of 17 Florida Avenue, Independence City, St. Catherine, on charges of conspiracy to murder and incitement to murder arising out of the death of his ministry's permanent secretary. Dyer was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. So when we talk, we don't take my picture. Him found guilty. So this, we not say no allegation. Evidence. Dyer was sentenced to 10-year imprisonment. This is no allegation. At hard labor on the conspiracy to murder charge, and 6 years imprisonment on the incitement to murder charge. The sentence is to run concurrently. The main witnesses in the case, Winston Reed, of an East Kingston address, testified in the number 2 Home Circuit Court before the late Justice Chambers that on several occasions he had heard the accused Dyer, which is Arthur Sewell's father, saying to other persons that Ogilvy must dead, and here why must dead. Long time them a thief, you know, long time them a criminal. As he was the one who had stopped money from flowing. When you hear that, Jamaica, let me read that over phone now. Let me read that over phone now. Many of you know the first time when I hear about this, you know. Enough of you shock right now. The main witness in the case, Winston Reed of an East Kingston address, testified in the number 2 Home Circuit Court before the late Justice Chambers that on several occasions he had heard the accused Dyer saying to other persons that Ogilvy must dead, as he was the one who had stopped money from flowing. Reed, who described himself as Dyer's right-hand man, said that he became acquainted with Weston Dyer during the accused man's visit to the McGregor Gully construction site. Kill him. Because them claims say the permanent secretary, they investigate them and I lack of them food. So Dyer want him dead. Arthur Sewell's father want him dead. Arthur Sewell work at the same site, you know. Let me tell people this. Arthur Sewell work on the same site. At the same time when this man dead, Arthur Sewell was there. He said he had ingratiated himself with Dyer, telling him that he knew the runnings around the area and could control the youth man them. Want to hear that? Reed jobs thereafter, he testified, was to control the men in the gully and pay them. And that was how he had come to call himself Dyer's finance minister. When you hear the rocket what Dyer run, Arthur Sewell's father, this, you know, like father, like daughter. He also said that Dyer was like a father to him, although he never really did any work. He not do no work, you know. Reed confessed he was paid sums varying between 8,000 and 13,000 per week just to be Dyer's right-hand man. Want to hear the corruption? Want to hear the corruption, people? Want to hear the corruption? Want to hear the corruption, people? Reed also told the court about meeting on Dyer's veranda at 17 Florida Avenue. May I go to the World Works, people. In 1976, at which he said he heard Dyer make a certain statement in the presence of one Anthony Brown and one Froggy Garden. During the course of the meeting, Ogilvy's name was mentioned, at which point Reed claimed that he walked out of the meeting and into the street. He said he heard one of the two men say, "It's all right, boss. We will take care of the job. Just deal with us direct and leave Reed out of it." Collect payment now for killing him. Jamaica, want to see that now? Collect payment for killing him. Collect payment for kill Ogilvy. Because Ogilvy now they investigate. Ask what he felt the job was. Reed said that he took it to mean that Ogilvy would be killed. So then he clearly communicated it and he clearly understood that he was hired to kill Ogilvy. Reed further told the court that he did not know what Ogilvy looked like, but that one day while they were at the Ministry of Works, Dyer pointed out permanent secretary to him. You hear? So Dyer brought him and said, "Seen there, him who you kill, him a stop his food for a run." Reed said that Dyer had been pushing it and trying to get him to influence some men in a gang he led at the time to kill Ogilvy. But he had said that would be worries, right? As Ogilvy was no little crabbe, right? Gilvy was no little crabbe man, but a senior government official, and the police would find out even if it took them 10 years. Want to hear that? Now, on early June 1977, according to Reid, Dyer told him that from December 1976, Ogilvy, you what now? Ogilvy had stopped payment and contracts. Want to hear that, people? Want to listen in Jamaica. And that he needed to be killed, as he was the one preventing the government money from flowing. Want to hear the corruption? Jamaica, want to hear the nasty corruption? Reid said that he told Dyer he would have nothing to do with the killing. The motorcycle used in the murder also became a pivotal point in the court case. Reid said that he knew the bike. No one exhibited the case by the crawling, which he said had been on his brother's cycle 3 months before he gave it to a man named Liniment of a Rosemary Lane address, who was the owner of the cycle. Reid said also that the gas tank now on the exhibited motorcycle was not the one he had before. Now, when asked by Patrick Atkinson, now QC, an attorney general of the attorney representing Dyer, if the cowlings now on the bike could not have been taken from another bike, Reid replied, I just know this bike differently. He knew it from 1975, he said. The last time he saw the motorcycle before he came to court, let me just clear up this, right? Was on June 16, 1977, between 3:30 and 4 a.m. in the afternoon. Reid said that he was never asked to identify the cycle at any police station. Re-examined by the Crown Counsel Warren Richmond about what he had said about the difference in the gas tank. Reid said that the one he remembered from before was green and carried a gauge on the cover. Right? Asked how he had managed to get along in the view of cessation of contracts and money. Reid told the court that he had enough money and had been living off himself. He disagreed with a suggestion by defense counsel Atkinson that he bore the accused ill will because he had ceased giving him contracts from December 1976. Take this away, honey. Now, Jamaica. Audrey Sewell, who is the cabinet secretary, had worked on the same site that Ogilvy was killed. Not only that Audrey Sewell worked on the same site, it was Audrey Sewell's father who paid to gun down Ogilvy. Andrew Onus have Audrey Sewell through all the various ministries. And when you investigate all the various ministries that Audrey Sewell had gone through, from education ministry, right? Job creation and economic growth, because she was there. And other ministries that she gone through before she had given the cabinet secretary. All ministry that Audrey Sewell has gone through, billions of dollars unaccounted for. Just like the days as it relates to Ogilvy debt. Let me bring in Brother Melting Pot to juggle. Brother Melting Pot.
Yes, sir, Lord Byron. And I mean, this case, you and I have, revisited this case more than once. And we have seen, how involved Audrey Sewell has become in and amongst the Jamaica Labour Party. You understand? I mean, we all know this incident took place in the mid-1970s. Okay? Them time the Andrew Wallace a little boy, you know, kind of born 72. You understand? But Andrew come and learn the whole demographic of the corruptors them who participate, you know, in and around the Jamaica Labour Party. And so him become involved with Andrew Swell as well. But in any other country, Andrew Swell couldn't hold the position where she hold, you know, based upon her father action, you know. That would have disbar her. And the fact of the matter, she was on the site at the time, the McGregor Gully housing scheme development. Yeah? And it just show you how Jamaica Labour Party affiliated people them operate. Yeah? Them no want to see the upliftment of the country. You see, from when them a chop money, using corruption flaws and means from way back them time then in the 70s. Yeah? When Jamaica just a develop. Yeah? Them a destroy it. Yeah? Now we know say she come in the permanent secretary arena in 2008. Yeah? And the 1st of August 2023, she was made cabinet secretary. Now she is, you know, the one who preside over all permanent secretary. But Andrew have to make her be the boss to them because she going to perform, yeah, a method of corruption that will ensure that Andrew Holness scamming affair continue on its merry way on a day-to-day basis. And this is why all the ministry them, yeah, have default in accountability as it relates to public funding. Yeah. No procurement guideline being utilized to issue funding. Funding was just issued out left, right, and center. No traceable document. And we have seen how much millions and billions of dollars has been lost through that same guideline of non-procurement. So we know who Argiswell is. And I mean, we know she's, you know, elevated to that position to protect the regime corruption. And as such, people like Argiswell must go to prison. Must go to prison. And she could have been 90. She have to go to prison when the right time come. She has played a dynamic role, yeah, in the organization where Andrew Wallace run. Because Andrew now run the country under political aspect. He might run it under organized criminal entity. Yeah, pure criminal around him. You don't look for Argiswell now and a big woman and say, well then, yeah, she would have ceased and desist from her criminal activity. No, she expand upon it. She expand upon it. And she'll get high salary package to be a criminal in our society. Arlene Williams, the same thing. She a piece of shit as well. You understand? Because all them want to do, you know, is just get them corrupted wealth and swell. And don't care about the average man and woman and child in the street. You understand? These garbage must be plucked out of civil society environment and put behind bars. They are criminal. Argiswell and Arlene Williams are two criminal within the sector of permanent secretary and cabinet secretary. And we must have them brought to justice because we have uncovered, you know, the racketeering where them are running up. Yeah? And I know people within the justice system in Jamaica know about it as well. But everybody being bought by the criminal Andrew Holness. Yeah, everybody are protect each other, but we are exposing them. And I only hope when the next administration come into office, they also pursue on the line of investigation that we have. You understand? You can't have the country around with some little nasty, big, sour thinking woman sit down round the place or rob the place, you know. And I provide protection for corruption for the head of state, you know. Yeah, the chief civil servant, Andrew, the crime minister. We have some nasty woman in a Jamaica, big old thinking nasty woman, like Strick 5, Claudette Thompson, yeah, Arlene Williams, R.J. Sewell, and several more. They are criminals. They are from criminal background. When you look on dire situation, R.J. Sewell father, yeah, you think R.J. Sewell could have ever in any other jurisdiction get to the position where she reached? Our father course of action would have hampered her. Should have go there in a normal society. She couldn't come in a governmental environment, yeah, and read to the stage where she a cabinet secretary. Then you know say under fear tenure. You know, so we're up to Jamaica ministry them cannot be audited because she's the one who's providing the canvas for the permanent secretary them. Because them know them boss, them chief, R.J. Sewell, give them the authority to work the way they are working. No procurement guideline, but them a permanent secretary in the various ministry. But we here 11 years. No work now. They have to show to them do no work, but them a collect salary. You know, so that corruption scheme run. You know, so Andrew have the place locked. That all these high profile civil servants can go to work on a day-to-day basis and underperform, but yet still collect them salary. Yeah, no more than two all of them in a prison, you know. Every single God Almighty one of them who work through that period of time or that toss them in a prison, call them a criminal. They are the one who are destroying Jamaica because of greed, money greed. You understand? I want people to look on them. Now when you hear them attaching him, Honorable R.J. Sewell, not a piece of shit. She a criminal. She come from a family background that has murder attached to it. And as such, she could never be serving in the capacity that she served. Nowhere else in the world. Should have go be a market vendor, a prostitute, or something else. You understand? But she hold on high civil servant office. Eh? And I go around the name Honorable and your father a murderer. Pay a man to take out Ted Ogilvy. Because of taxpayers' money on the one rob. Rather than do the work and collect salary as it relate to what contracted for work for. I want to move on to the next project. I want to learn to save and develop yourself. When just did I rob the money. You can imagine $119 million spent over 6 week period. In the back of them time there. Back of them time there we are talking about in the 70s. You know much 119 million value. Because remember them time there where money is strong like the US and stronger than the US, you know. So we not talk about no dibby money with them a chop. No, them think they set back the country. Set back the country from them time there. It show you, say, the Labour conglomerate, them has always have a plan for destroy Jamaica. As far back as from them time there. So we know the true status of this individual. Yeah? She a criminal, she a piece of shit house. She becomes Andrew toilet paper, she wipe Andrew body with them criminality. The whole of them Arlene Williams. We have to style them tonight because them big nasty thinking woman they mash up Jamaica. Aiding and abetting criminal activity and supporting a criminal crime minister. Conjure all this. Because can the people in all way in means, you know. Yeah, me not have no good word for pass against this piece of shit here where we have a mash up a place. Yeah? He may align himself to this criminal woman. And you know, so what we get? We get ministry that cannot be audited. And as such, the minister them having a field day. Every single one of the top ministry. Yeah, because remember, you know, she was part of the Ministry of Education. When all the money I chop on the Royal Reid and Andrew, when Gavin I get the contract them through the Ministry of Education, she was the one. Yeah? And it show you how much million missing from education. And when you destroy your education, you destroy your youths them. You because them grow up with no civic mind, them not have no brilliant mind to take on the 21st century. And then when Andrew end up to call them criminal and shoot them. But Andrew are the people them who own demise in Jamaica, you know. Yeah. That's why we end up now, him say we brain drain. And him have to seek overseas counterpart to come fill the gap. Because Andrew and the Labour Party mash up Jamaica education system. So we must have a brain drain. We must have a brain drain policy now. Yeah. But this was created by who? The Jamaica Labour Party. Because remember the People's National Party, you know, make sure invest in education, you know. When Michael Manley raised the backside level, more side pumping education, you know, by building school, by providing free education all the way up to university. Yeah, because Michael Manley have a vision. Michael Manley did not have a plan. Andrew and the Labour Party, them have a plan. While the PMP have vision. And I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
Melting pot. Juggle it for another 5 minutes because now look for your video in the background here. Please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the same line, a topic of corruption, you know. Yeah, we see how much it has now divest right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Yeah. Right now, that is our #1 issue and problem in the country. Corruption. Because when you have an administration that does not have a plan, a working plan for the development of the island that it presides over, you're going to have problem. No administration should ever go into government and destroy education. Because that's the same lineage that them come from. Them come through the education system, you know. Yet to become politician and, you know, Jamaican have civil mind, yet that can take on certain role and responsibility. You have to have education. So when you see the Labour Party come and destroy education, they tell you one thing, yeah, them not have the people interest at heart. And them want to have a done society where them can go around and trick and con and utilize them like them not exist. Yeah, pay them peanut for salary. You understand? Because people don't have no faculty to fall back on. So everybody now becomes what? General laborer. You understand? Not skilled laborer, you know, general laborer. So you know, so you just some like a push around. Yeah, no qualification because under them destroy education. And I ask myself the question, why the Labour Party always, you know, have a devastated mind towards education, where them ravish the sector. Yeah? And we see the same corruption that protect guy like Rowan Reid. It a protect Andrew Holness. It a protect Pumvaz. It a protect Tough Tongue. It a protect all of them. The same corruption method. So where we go forward as a nation, always strive for betterment. When we have these people, yeah, holding down the position of honorable member of parliament, when we know them dishonorable, yeah, we have to weed them out. We have to get them out. We have to make sure, no, say, the next administration will come in clean. And I want administration we see out there right now, where the representative them have a clean and blemished record, and it's the People's National Party. So we can't rely upon the Jamaican Labour Party administration to take the country further. All of them is smeared with corruption and theft. We have to get rid of these garbage. These infested parasites, we have to get rid of them. Call them do, you know, come out at night like Jackie and suck the taxpayers' blood. You understand? And what you find now is that all Jamaica now is feeling the pinch. 90% of Jamaican feel the hands of holiness. Because what holiness do, destroy them life. Destroy them life. Remember now, you know, private sector feel it, you know. Private sector association at Jamaica is feeling the pinch of the hands of Andrew Holness. Yeah? Because what Andrew Holness carry out, it is so devastating, and widespread, that, it reach everybody. It coming like Hurricane Melissa or Gilbert. Yeah? Film corruption now reach everybody. So when you hear all Omar Ozan, Richard Panduit, and all the man that come out and talk about this guy, then if the man that can come out leeching, can come out and talk about Andrew in the way, or them legits, or them put out them thing panning, yeah? It show you say Andrew no good for nobody. Get up people wanna do. Wanna do get up people. Remember una the massive, And you can't show no weight or no support behind a criminal, Because he mash up all him close friend them. Him rope in Usain Bolt, and mash up Bolt. Yeah? Cause so him like to identify people with wealth, and draw them in, ruin him, and then mash them up. Yeah? Find a way to take with them wealth. Yeah? What him do now with taxpayers, him bungle up all our money in a consolidated fund and steal it. So him not in a regard. If the labor rights them down in a Tibali, him rob them. Cause them pay tax. They are tax contributors. Him rob them. And who you see him set free? In big conglomerate them. You see how much of them now pay corporate tax? You see how much of them now pay corporate tax? So it leave to the poor people of Jamaica to be running the country, providing the tax net for the country. While the big boys them have a field day. That is why you have NNN get 10 right off and still currently owe 1.5 billion. That is why the other day the used car dealer them how much money them owe and how much million them owe. Yeah, when you look at some big company, yeah, them tax delinquent. Yeah, but what is more surprising of all is how much business the crime minister have don't pay a cent in a tax. Exempt himself from tax, then how the country run. How the country run. When you, the leader of the country, decide, say, you should not be paying tax. And him say it all time out. Yeah? Zara Burton. Yeah? In an interview.
Let me step in as a but let's finish off with what you say and then we step in.
Yeah, Zara Burton, yeah, provide accurate report where you hear Andrew Holness saying no like to pay tax. So that's how the thing stop with him, Yeah, and I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
All right, because I did not realize that, okay, we have some update as it relates to Paul Buchanan case, right? So we are going to get into it, just as I was speaking earlier. So we have some update with Paul Buchanan case, right? And someone sent it to me from yesterday, but unfortunately, I am just seeing it right now, right? Mighty goodness, is to show you how busy I am. Right, so busy.
There's a lot of things that come through on a daily basis.
Right, a lot of things that came through. So let us get into the Paul Buchanan situation because it is good news for us, Jamaica. Good news. Right? Okay, share. All right, good news, Jamaica. We could get into it. One more time for your corrupt self, Andrew Holness, from the desk of Paul Buchanan. Comrade just received confirmation that my challenge to the election of Andrew Holness proceeds to Jamaica Court of Appeal on the 22nd, 6, 2026 at 9:30 a.m.
So the 22nd of June.
Right? So the 22nd of June. In a real sense, it will not only certify whether anyone is above the law, but present a watershed judgment in the democratic life of our country. In summary, it will also be a supreme test of the effectiveness of the representation of the People's Act, ROPA. Above all, it is a clear testament to the relentlessness and courageous pursuit of the law in which we have been engaged, fully coordinated by a brilliant attorney, Hugh Wildman, assisted by Stacey Knight and Orlando Brown. His submission will lay bare the legal breaches that occurred on September 3rd, 2025. Even more importantly, they will offer a lesson for future election. It is hoped that some of my colleagues attend the hearing in solidarity and also as witness to the legitimacy of my struggle. What a wonderful news. Let us go to the thing. Jamaica. Let me say, because right, my throat is really killing me and I have a very serious pain, so I really have to cut this short, if you notice, right? But it is a wonderful piece of news, wonderful blessing, because Jamaica, I know, let me tell you this, I know that Paul Buchanan victory. Let me tell you something. We are hopeful for victory, but honey, but listen, man. I am not giving. Hold on. I am not giving, right, this sort of positive energy. But I am saying that the jurisprudence, right, is firm. And let me tell you something. Paul Buchanan has a car coming in. Paul Buchanan has, trust me, a legitimate case that cannot be underlooked. And the Roper Act is going to come true. Right? The Roper Act is going to come true. So it's a wonderful news. Jamaica, oh my God. Hold on, I've got to try to extend a little bit. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Yes. Good night, Mystic.
Good night.
Mystic, I like your program.
Thank you very much.
I don't subscribe to it, but I watch you all along.
All right, thank you.
One of the best, you and Ray and Lovington.
Yes.
Mystic, I love the program, but especially some song you start with.
Oh yes.
Oh God, Mystic, I love it. We say you stop down.
Yep, and that's why guess what now? And that's why me use it to catch up on the program enough. You attach up on the program.
Mystic, stop dance when you play. But one thing, Mystic, you break me heart, bring down biggest mandate and you hold me after.
Yeah. Me not like him neither.
Me don't like him.
Yeah.
Mystic, you see, today when they listen to your program, oh God.
Yes.
Mystic, they're gonna cry. See the people in my Westmoreland,
Yeah, man, they must suffer doing some serious suffering. Yo, this man is. But I hope, as it relates to what the news that we have now with Paul Buchanan, right? Father God is going to come through with us, because let me tell you something.
yes.
Father God is not going to allow his children to suffer beyond sufferation, because may I tell you, say, the people they must suffer.
I'm true, Mystic, they must suffer. But the ear, Grace Clinton talk about Grace McLean. Grace McLean went in education, before Andy Thickens put a permanent secretary,
Yes.
Then she used to respond to all the regional assistants, because I have worked I'm from Center, I'm living in Canada, but I'm from Center and Brownstone.
Yes.
And the regional office, she used to work, she used to in charge of all the regional assistants until she changed and got turned permanent secretary. But from it, look at that woman coming to my dad's office. I never like her.
Can you imagine?
I worked in the ministry. I worked there for 24 years, and my spirit couldn't take her none at all.
Yes.
That's where she leaves from go permanent secretary. She used to be the director, all the regional office thing.
Yes.
That's what she used to be. All this well.
Yes.
Until when they she end up in our, she end up and they send her home and leave and everything.
Oh, so okay, so you aware of the incident too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I work in the regional office.
Okay.
I work in the regional office for 24 years, the one in St. and Brownstone.
Yes.
And it is, the office is still there. Is when Andrew come into Prime Minister Andrew take her, put her a permanent secretary, you know?
Yes, man, because Andrew Honest love when you have the criminal history around you, you know.
Yes.
If you don't have the criminal history around you, no want you.
Then I'm there and listen to your program and say, when don't you say she are a Christian? But she called nobody like she, you know, she are a Christian, you know. If she went to the coma, the regional office, Mr. God, you have to make everything stick over fishy, you know.
Can you imagine?
That's who Ardiswell used to be. And when we hear Ardiswell in the mix up there with the much million money mix up, we say, look there, when don't you say she a Christian?
Look on that.
See? She says she a Christian.
Corruption, them man.
Look here, when the woman come at the regional office, not even smile the woman on him, smile, you know, mistake. So my spirit never take her. My spirit never take her at all.
I'm telling you, my sister.
Yeah. Mistake me, I tell you, man, your program nice and everything pass a bad man for the channel, man.
Melting pot. Yeah. Well, hold on. Mystic Sensation is only one and only, you know. As it relates to Mystic Sensation and Reggae Dub Scene.
Look, man, Mystic have a lot of friends.
Yes.
When we introduce them to your program, you know.
What?
If you are the one them, if you are, yes, if you are we alone some program, Mystic and we alone some Rasigan, and then we listen to, you know.
All right.
We listen to 100 Stevenson.
Yes, man. Love that. Love that.
And then we listen to, and when some of my friends they know get it, me take you off and we go give them.
Love that.
Because we have our friends, a New York man, and other night we never play, we never do the one about the Pegasus.
Yes.
Me say, me go give me friend, because she ain't go work. So me send her, me say, look here, watch it. And me say, when you watch it, man, me say, look here, Mystic, make we know, say, I did Pegasus and the reviews and the election.
Exactly. Exactly.
So me tell them, a lot of them, me tell them, me say, I don't know, woman fit that good program and listen to good something. You know, go tune into Mystic, we and Loam from our Raffigan.
All right.
I me watch.
Yes.
I me watch.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
Andrew Stevens not going, but we prefer to watch you, man, you watch him.
All right.
Let's take a song do it.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, we wake up. Every night, we watch him, but we have to watch you now.
All right.
Yes. Respect to your man
Blessings.
and your wife, everybody.
All right, Mr. Star. Love you.
All right,
All right.
Love you too.
Love you, bud. All right, cool.
All right.
So, Melting Pot. I have to bring you up now in a Melting Pot. A big news this.
Yeah.
Because it was sent to me from yesterday. But I just didn't write even because the amount of things that come in, and I wish you know Melting Pot, the amount of things you have to go through. You understand? I did not see it, but as it relates to yes, but as it relates to someone told us that they sent it to us. So good news as it relates to that situation. Now, Melting Pot, from once, right, that gone through for Paul Buchanan, it is going to be the destruction of the Jamaica Labour Party. What say you on this matter, Melting Pot? I have to bring you in, you know. Come in, Pot.
Well, you remember, just a couple of days ago, me and you talk about the same situation, you know.
Yes.
I want to know, you know, we are going feet.
Yes.
But no, we are going feet. But all me I said to the court of appeal, you know, make sure.
Well, I'm a Melting Pot. If from once Paul Buchanan come through, that also crush Nara to, you know.
Yeah.
Kill Nara.
Kill Nara. Yeah. But we just want to know On the 22nd of June 2026, 9:30 a.m., as them stated that the Court of Appeal will go through and proceed along the right line and send this case to the Privy Council. Give it the go ahead for it to go to the Privy Council. That's all we're waiting on. Because once it drop in at the Privy Council, you know, we know say a cut and dry result.
Done.
Done. So we just want to know the right thing done by the Court of Appeal. And, you know, them upheld the whole scenario as it relates to Mr. Buchanan, yeah, having the upper hand over the crime minister. And so you give the go-ahead for the case to be brought to the Privy Council. And then Jamaica now will start see the demise of the Andrew administration. All the walls will be not cracked but open wide. Yeah? Because I go and tell them dibby judge what we have done in Jamaica, you know. Just watch and see how real justice system prevail when them a deal with criminal. Criminal no stand a chance. And Andrew will not stand a chance in the Privy Council against Paul Buchanan. I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
I want to find, right, some clip there with Paul Buchanan, right? I mean, it's a wonderful news, right? Wonderful news where that is concerned, right? And I'm going to just play something 7 months ago with Paul Buchanan, and we'll all listen to it. And I'm going to show you as it relates to the strong case that Paul Buchanan have, right? Paul Buchanan, I don't see any way where Paul Buchanan can lose his case. So I am going to go into, just bring back, right, some of the strong points in Paul Buchanan case, and I want the people to listen. Paul Buchanan has an extremely strong case, and this is yes, just put it, I send it to you.
I don't know what that is, and it's I'll see it.
Here it is. All right, so I am just going to play and take us back as it relates to the evidence in this particular case. All right, let us play that for the people. Right, Jamaica, me can't touch nothing else. Me have to touch the Paul Buchanan. I have to switch automatically to the Paul Buchanan, right, situation here. Right, because this is big. This is big.
Very careful with your word, but are you in fear for your life?
Well, you must remember, you know, they stole my vehicle. They stole my Prado. That is a new brand, 2021 Prado. When I came to the constituency last year, they stick me up. They took my gun. All of these things.
I did not know this.
No, all of these things. And I'm still standing.
You are very careful with your word, but are you in fear for your life?
Okay. All right. So look, Jamaica. You see the things that Paul Buchanan had gone through, right? And, you know, let me just, again, try to get something for you where that is concerned. But you heard what the man said, melting pot, because I didn't even remember that, you know. Melting pot.
Yeah.
No melting pot. Where the man said that them take away Prado.
Them stealing Prado. Take away all them firearm and all them type of thing there.
All right, go and speak melting pot. Let me search something.
Yeah, but you see, you know, the political landscape in Jamaica, you know, it lends itself to these type of, you know, criminal activity, because they always have opponent who try to infiltrate them opponent. Yeah, and by using the ghetto youths them, you understand, to carry out them dirty work. Now, when you have your opponent in a politics, you know, that's supposed to make you feel stronger than yourself, you know, for perform, you know. But it seems like our politicians, them just want to have a one-way street. Yeah, where them alone just do them thing. Yeah, because, you know, I don't know if it stem from the fact that Seaga did control the entire parliament back in the 80s, early 80s, from 83 right all the way back to 89 and destroy the economy. Yeah. So them people are not want no opponent, you know. Now Paul Buchanan go into the constituency and them take the man brand new pardon. Them stick up the man and all them type of thing. Then where you tell we say, you know want no opponent. And we are seeing it, you know, demonstrate itself in so many ways. They don't want any opponent. So Mark G tell them, say, get an independent committee to preside over Akpen. And just say, no, him can't do it alone. So the political process where we have in Jamaica, yeah, where we have a two-party, yeah, where the two parties supposed to work in tandem to build the country, yeah. Bounce off ideas as it relates to development and growth. You have one man just want to control it on that dictatorship style. Yeah. So me want Paul Buchanan now, yeah, to go back in time, yeah, and utilize the power where I got bestowed upon him in a privy council and bring down the regime leader. Yeah, because that is one way of getting back some satisfaction out of what them carry out against him by stealing his product, because Andrew administration is a criminal administration. I be a criminal him have around him, you know. And we are talking to the ghetto youth them say, we don't need to start understand what we do. Yeah, we can't do some little corruption, money pound and then go out and carry out him.
All right, Pat. Pat, we have the solid clip now. You understand? So we could have play that for the people. Yes, only play the clip. Yes. So this clip is going to point out, right, the strong evidence, right, as it relates to Paul Buchanan. So June, right, we are going to, you know, I'm strong that we are going to get the victory lap, right? So let us tune in and listen by Jamaican people.
Come to my show.
Thank you.
You are absolutely my first guest on my new show, and I just want to thank you for being here. I'm going to ask you if I could pray before we start.
Certainly.
Could I hold your hand?
Yes.
Okay. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you for guiding me here, guiding my team to this show, to this talk show, that you have showed me nothing but unconditional love. And you have guided me here to my new show that is all about truth. It's all about love. It's all about healing. I want to protect I want you to look over Mr. Buchanan in this time, because it is going to be rocky. But I just want you to stand up with him, and I want you to protect him and bless him while we go through the process that we're about to go through. God, you are the greatest. Jesus, you are King. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Buchanan, you want to tell the people who you are?
Well, it's interesting. When I listened to you a while ago, because this is a spiritual journey. This is part of it. It has to be. You have to be fearless. You have to be courageous. You have to understand where you stand. We're at a historical, social, and serious political juncture. And it has to do with our democracy. But going back, I was interested when you spoke about Mr. Seaga, because if there is to be a rerun, I was gonna go deeper in the constituency to let them know that is the other side, that I am the man who worked with Mr. Seaga from the PMP side and suffered for it. I am the man who carved the peace between Arnett Gardens and Tivoli as they, not only they had the inner city program at the time, but the president of Arnett Gardens, where Seaga was my counterpart as the president of Tivoli. And it was I who invited him to our award ceremony, first in 40 years, that we're talking about serious transformation now, not just talk, as guest speaker. Back in, that would have been about 2000 or thereabouts, when he was going for a third term, or he was going for a second term, in the middle of Patterson's dispensation. So I was there in a non-partisan, apolitical way, trying to bring change. So those who oppose me don't know much about me. One of the reasons I lost in West Central, in West Rural.
I want to just give the introduction for those that are sitting under a rock. Mr. Paul Buchanan is the candidate that went against Dr. Andrew Holness, and there is controversy over that win. So I just want everybody in the diaspora and all about to who never know about you to know who you are. You are actually the candidate. And I want you to take us.
That's where I'm going now.
No, yes.
So from West Rural, where I was the member of parliament, to West Central, where I would have been asked by Mark Golden to give it one last shot. We had lost West Central over 5 consecutive elections. And what was required now is not just victory to the PMP, but a kind of social transformation that would have sent the right signal through that place. Andrew Holness would have lost, would have constructed one police station in 27 years. That was his claim to fame.
So there's one police station, and that would be the Olympic way.
Yes, that is what.
Police station is the only thing in that entire constituency.
Yes.
Is there any truth that Andrew does have business in the constituency?
Well, I don't know if he has business. Based on the reports, one of the referrals from the IC, which is the Integrity Commission, was that his councillor caretaker for the Civil Rights Division was one of the associates that was named in the IC report. So, and it spoke of business interests. I don't want to delve more in that because we have to be fair all around, both to the Prime Minister and myself. But the inference is clear. West Central St. Andrew is supposed to be a model constituency. Let me put it clearly. The world is now seeing the unfolding of new technologies. The schools in that area are not prepared. The infrastructure, the technical infrastructure to deal with robotics in particular and AI, not there. Not at DuPont, not at Penwood Only High School, not at Seawood, nowhere.
So how do you feel knowing and seeing that the education system, it's nothing has developed in that area, but you have people still from that constituency saying 1 p.m. What are they saying 1 p.m.
You
for?
see, if you look at the book, one of my books, Community Development in the Ranking Economy, it's the whole contract system. Not that one, this one.
This one, and you have this one. That's wanted to show.
It's the whole contract system. It is spoils and spoils and spoils.
When you say spoils?
Scarce benefits, what the politician can give.
Which is
some of you gonna get the goodies, some won't.
$500, $10,000
not
to
just
vote.
money, but you give benefits to some benefit.
Benefits.
We're not looking at the big picture. That's why our country cannot grow. We're in a world of high tariffs.
Right.
And only niche products and projects can surmount all of that.
Correct.
But as the Prime Minister, you should be leading all the parameters and the structures for growth.
Okay.
And to deal with growth, it can't be just any growth. It has to be exponential growth, big growth, right? And what is at the base? The base must be information technology, robotics, AI. That is where the world is at. I heard him in his swearing-in speech talking about the liftoff. But his constituency is not prepared. That's going to be it can't contribute to that, his own constituency for 27 years. I know Andrew well. We were in Parliament together. I knew him before when I was working with Mr. Seaga on some of those projects, right? And I will tell him in a non-tribal way, you understand? You have to prepare the base in your constituency before you can be believable. You can't have 33,000 voters. And the social conditions, the economic platforms that need to be developed, we can't be moved because you just don't have the base. There's a piece of land called No Man's Land in West Bay Farm. I understand he wants to put up some houses there. Yes, to maybe benefits again, benefits politics. I want to put up a AI center. That was the central platform on which I campaign. I want to put up a community college.
Yes.
That the world could come and you get a degree there in AI, robotics, whatever, on that piece of land. So the world would come, Jamaica would come there to get a degree. It would change the color of the constituency.
Really
from one in which all you hear about is the toil, gunmen, and fear and intimidation, which went right into the elections. Which went right into the elections. And we're about to prove that in court. I can't say much on the courts because we are filing today. But
so I'm going to ask you just this. Did you win the election?
it's an interesting question. I believe in my heart I won the election and I won it very big. One of the things you need to know, and I want the world, everybody to listen. There are 33,000 voters in that constituency. There is 8,000, we have 3 divisions, 8,000 in the civil rights division, smallest. We have 11,000 in Olympic, which is Mr. Seaga's strong area.
Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes' strong area. And there is Mullines, which has 13,400, by far the largest. We have never lost it, not since adult suffrage. Andrew knew that if Mullines came out, the election was lost, no matter what he did down at Olympic, which is a stronghold. On election day, or maybe before, Mullines was part of the wholesale targeting of strong PMP, PDs in constituencies right across the country, and no more so than in Mullines. Let me prove it. Mullines, where civil right vote and Olympic vote went up, one, and respectively, one went up, Olympic went up 40%. Civil right went up 70%, 60, 70%. Mullines went down 50%. The other direction.
The other direction.
The strongest area, where my canvas was showing 7,000 voters, where everything on election day, every outturn in terms of people support, new people coming to vote, everything. There was celebration from 7 o'clock. We were, but the results in the boxes and the counting did not reflect that vote in Mullines. It was opposite. In fact, we got a data scientist to do his work and to analyze. And the conclusion drawn is that for us to get the outcome of 2,000, only 2,000 odd votes in Malines is less than 1 in 1,000.
Wow.
So, as invidious and egregious as it is, voter suppression is not something that you see. It has to do with collusion across party lines. It has to do with collusion with people who have the authority and the know-how.
Are you prepared to say the Electoral Office of Jamaica has to know about it as well?
No, I can't do that. What I can say is that there was collusion.
Collusion with who?
Well, we have the players. You have the Electoral Office. You have you have the PMP actors like your Indo agents and that sort of thing, and you have the JLP. And wherever the equation comes, the outturn is what you saw in a number of constituencies across the island, all of the critical constituencies. For us to achieve that outcome in Malines, until my dying day, even from a layman perspective, it's not possible.
Okay, you're a very fascinating man, by the way, and I feel very honored to be beside you. I want us to break it down for viewers who may not be so political and understand the genre, the jargons and all of that. So I'm just going to ask you a question so that my viewers will understand the gravity. Can a prime minister, and this is just a question about general knowledge, can a prime minister be prime minister without holding a seat in parliament?
No. Can be the leader of a party, but not the prime minister.
So what you're saying is that
he could be the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, but he couldn't be the prime minister.
So in essence, if he had lost.
Remember though, that battle is not over.
No, I know that.
So I just say if he had lost.
No. I just want to put it out there how critical the seat is for Dr. Andrew Holness to hold on to prime minister title. That's what, because a lot of people.
Let me phrase it a little better for you. You must remember, it is so critical because you have all of these IC, the illicit 8 or 7.
10, I think.
Everything was riding on this election.
Correct.
Had the PMP won, the country would at last know a lot of things that they cannot know now that is being hidden from them. And it would have meant serious consequences. And so there's that level of desperation.
Severe consequences.
And for me to be leading him at 87 out of 100 and whatever boxes is
what division was the last box? I think it's 14 boxes was left to become
whatever. No, but you have to understand this before that.
Wait, 1 second. I just want to take it from the night of election, me watching, you were in the lead, and all of a sudden there was no internet connection. And I believe that was wide scale. And do you find that suspicious?
Yeah, I found it suspicious, but there are things in the pleadings. Stay with me on this.
Yep.
There are things that is going to come before the constituted authority that I can't say public at this time. All I need to tell you that election, it rested on the Malines division. The Malines division came out, and I dare say if we do not clean up the system and get to the bottom of this, first of all, for my own party, it will be serious. Because I think it is the Jamaica Labour Party, I'm not going to hold that back. They were being more sophisticated at this in terms of voter suppression. And they have perfected that art. Because how it is, we're talking since adult suffrage, you know. We have never lost more lines. The numbers we saw on election day is a case study.
And is
of cross
and
the
you're
board
also PNP
collusion.
was riding on a high, so
yes,
you would have got
everybody. People were coming from abroad to come and vote. People were coming out. So that's a true reflection of the democratic interest and the democratic actions of the people. I'm staying in West Central on that day, particularly in the Mullines division, and I'm not varying from that. Even the numbers that you were seeing prior to the blackout is a natural numbers. It didn't have Mullines in it. It had 2,000 votes. That's never Mullines. Mullines is 4,000, 5,000 votes. I was gonna get 6,000 to 7,000 votes. The election was lost. I knew he couldn't beat me, not the numbers, albeit my party might not have seen it coming. And when they saw on the screen that I was leading him through 87 bucks, they might have realized the first time. And the first time in Jamaica, a lot of people now understood that when I said that I'm going to beat him.
I heard you. I heard you.
Right? And we were now anticipating going down the stretch. There are things that happen that, what you call it, sub judice, that will be, if not before the court right now, will be before the court shortly. And I can't give that away.
Yes.
As to where those boxes come from and all of that will come out in the court.
It'll come out in the court. I'm going to respect the process of the court, and I don't want to interrupt it.
And I've been under instruction from my lawyers, not even to do interviews like this. But I remember you say you're blessed, and maybe I see that. So we do an exception.
Yes. I just wanted, because I believe that this is a critical time in history, and you said it earlier, it is a spiritual war, right? I honestly feel that's why I'm here in the middle of it. And I believe this is why you are here as the first guest, right? Because there's something about our birth, where we're born, lands, democracy, and all of this. It seems to me we're fighting for something that we fought for many years ago from Nani and all of us. I feel like we are in a stage where we have to stand up and not make things slide. And there's so many things.
I'm glad you say that. You don't know right you are. A lot of PMP right now and their supporters, worldwide and local, they're in bewilderment. They don't know what hit them.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Yes.
And
right here, guys.
It is positions like that which we are taking that will change the game. And
all right. It is important for us to stop it right there. And we are going to speak on something as it relates to what Paul Buchanan has said. And so then there's no way that coming June, where Paul Buchanan can lose that case. But we know what was utilized. The Pegasus was quite active. And I'm glad that certain things is going to burn out in the court. Right? And so then, you know what? You know what this means, melting pot? You know what this means? All the people in the chat and all the people who are listening now, a lot of people who feel frustrated that, you know, nothing go on and, you know, we give up. A lot of people who give up. This is going to have a lot of people, right, come back, right, and stay tuned to several platforms, because this is going to navigate a way forward in bringing back the energy, right? Because, trust me, and that is one of the reasons why I look for this clip and play it, right, to show that there's no way coming June that Paul Buchanan is ever going to lose this case. And so then Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Holness in trouble. I can say, categorically speaking, Andrew Holness, no two way about that, with all confidence, is in trouble. Melting Pot, I want you to close out for us tonight because we'll be finishing early. You understand? As it relates to me, telling, there is no way that Paul Buchanan can lose this case. Yes, Brother Melting Pot.
Well, when you look at the numbers, that Mr. Buchanan just outlined as it relates to the various, section within the constituency, yeah, we know that up by where he is in Mullines, yeah, because them say 34,000 voters, yeah. Now the Olympic Garden, you have 8,000, and in a Seabright Garden, you have 11,000. That year 19, yeah, now 19 from 34, leave you with 14,000. Now that 14,000 would have been in the Mullines division. Yeah, and at the year Mr. Buchanan said his canvassing show him say about 7,000 out of the 14,000. He have more than 50%, yeah, of the vote within the Mullines area. And the only strong division where Andrew Holness control is Olympic. He don't have the majority in a Seabright either. You understand? So we are look on it, and when we put the numbers together, yeah, we see the true reflection why it was a surprise to everybody. Because remember, Mr. Buchanan tell them say I'm going to win the seat, Him tell them prior, based on the canvassing where him done, yeah, him know him going to beat him, yeah. And the only thing what we know Andrew use and utilize is Pegasus. And the night in question, if you listen to the panel in River Studio, they were selecting a few seats and talking about these people will surge. Now I want to know where to get this word from surge. Because I don't know if that word being utilized in a political process where on the night of an election, yeah, an opponent is leading, yeah, all the way up to 87 boxes out of 105. Yeah. But when it come down to the nitty-gritty after the blackout and the internet failure, yeah, this man was leading all along. Uncle Amos a tiny little bit out of that last portion of boxes. And this guy surged with much 1,000. And when you combine the numbers, then it don't show a reflection of the voters that were registered to vote in the constituency. Yeah, the numbers on the night supersede the actual amount of people registered to vote within that constituency. Because what they did.
Hold on, Melting Pot. Hold on a Melting Pot. That evidence alone, that item alone is going to make Paul Buchanan win. That item. You can't have numbers in the constituency exist that is more than what actually in the constituency. That alone,
right.
Turn it over.
Yeah. So it shows you how much they went over the board. Yeah. By not even carefully looking and analyzing the numbers within the constituency that are registered to vote. They go over the top. When you look on the number, it passed the amount of people who registered for vote. But me glad them did that mistake. Because I just said when that going up Privy Council, Byron, that cannot be challenged,
No.
That alone open the can of worm of corruption. How did you get this amount of number with a tally where Mr. Buchanan poll for the night and where Andrew poll? It passed the amount of people registered for vote in the constituency. Mighty God, Andrew, a criminal.
What can go so?
What can go so?
They caught up.
So we have the whole demographic of what take place. Yeah, the voter support. You see it within the constituency, how much Andrew was on the ground trying to mobilize his support and trying to destabilize Mr. Buchanan's support. Yes. And remember, the People's Act of 1944 tell you say you're supposed to spend a limited amount of time in and around the polling station and go your yard. Well, Andrew never do that. Andrew breach all of that. And once you breach the 1944 People's Act, you know, remember you're in a trouble, you know. You're in a trouble. Yeah, because it clearly point out and state what are the guidelines on the day. How you should conduct yourself. Yeah. As an elected member running for office, you're supposed to have a certain protocol of behavior pattern. Well, Andrew and his wife, size 14, Juliet Holness, both of them breached that. And the day in question, both of them were on the ground trying to organize in and around the polling division. In the case of Juliet, she was in and out of the polling station. She's not supposed to do nothing like that. She was ordering police to put barricade and all these things. I was seeing the case of Andrew Holness, him and them police and the gang them with them do. Remember, we used to the guy got close on all polling division. Polling division! The guy closed down. Who give Andrew that authority? That authority is out of Andrew portfolio. He cannot do that. The 1944 People's Act clearly outlined what are the variances within the political process. I want to tell you that even the supporters not supposed to be wearing any color affiliated to the party. You're supposed to dress normal, in your normal clothes. Yeah? Vote buying constitute disqualification and prison term, but we're not seeing that being applied in Jamaica. Yet we see up to Dr. Crab, a buy vote pan the day behind a mesh fence. Go in and wallet to take out money and give people. The whole system was corrupted. Yeah, because that's when Andrew decided to show Jamaican that he doesn't play draft and play chess. And Pegasus was one of the move. Yeah? Pegasus was one of the chess move. Yeah? One that Jamaican people did not have any idea that would be rolled out because nobody knew about Pegasus in that regard. Now we know the high conversion rate where Pegasus have when they meddle in people election affairs. They have a 90% success rate because they have shown that they have gone into 30 countries and meddled in their election process. And they have achieved 27 victory. Only 3 times they lost. So that give you a 90% conversion rate. Now Jamaica fall within that 90% conversion rate. And to benefit from that. And that is against the Constitution. Where you gone out as a leader to find ways and means and mechanism to steal a general election. Now that is tampering with the political due process of the electorate. You can imagine a party campaign mobilize its supporter base. The supporter base come out, yeah, and in the case of where you hear Paul Buchanan outline, even from the diaspora, never seen before. The momentum was behind the People's National Party. The orange wave was all over the place. The manifesto was of such ingredients that it brought out people from all nook and cranny corner in Jamaica. Never seen before in recent time. But yet still that party suffer at the demise of electronic device called Pegasus. Now, Andrew Holness, you bet bust when you reach that privy. Here, you bet bust. When you hear Big Mama them and George Davis and the whole of them, those buyout journalists were, actually forecasting the victory for some seat where me, Byron, and man at the wilderness know so they will never steal them seat there. before the election even run. We know about the seat them, because we get the intel. Yeah. Rhoda Crawford seat. Remember in the local government election, you know. Our 4 councillor them lose, you know.
Exactly.
Our 4 councillor them lose.
Exactly, Pat.
Now, I know from a boy growing up that our political is to show that when a party win local government election, they go on to win the general election. It has never been found wanting in that regard.
That's
yeah,
true.
always gone on to win the general. Now, how can Rhoda Crawford have 4 councillors that all of them lose in the local government election, but come general election, Rhoda Crawford win? Mighty, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pegasus. You understand? And you hear big nasty big mama and draws Davis them I talk about Seaga surge. Oh, you know Rhoda Crawford have a surge when Rhoda Crawford constituency show you said none of our council them was successful in the local government election. Then how you know she have a surge? And that was circumstance. You in all of in a big mama aquarium. I will tell we on the night of election say Rhoda Crawford have a surge. Eh? So we know James Roberts see that the same thing. James Robert, Mr. Williams, a murder him all the way a come on, you know. All of a sudden, James Robert search past the man.
Pegasus.
Yeah. Pegasus. You understand? Andrew the same way, Pegasus. Juliet Police the same way, Sean, the pressure. Pegasus come to a rescue. You understand? Yeah, again tie. Pegasus and another conglomerate will start with police. Police are run with ballot box. Police are scamp away with Agantai ballot box. I remember I'm just barely win, you know. Barely win and all them things that them have to do. In our East Kingston, yeah, Steve McGregor beat the criminal, Donovan Williams. Beat the criminal, the nasty criminal. Yeah? And when them come out and say, oh, we find some ballot paper in an envelope. But me no want to hear about the ballot paper in an envelope because you don't vote in an envelope. We don't have a system where you vote in an envelope. You vote in a ballot box.
Exactly.
So to hell we don't want to find in an envelope, you know. From them never went into the ballot box for the day. You can't come tell about you find up in an envelope, you know. When you already declare that seat for Mr. Steve McGregor. And I don't know why Steve McGregor did not pursue along the line of injustice. Yeah? And call for a rerun or a recount. Yeah? Because you have to dispel of those ballots where you find in an envelope. They are null and void. They did not go into the ballot box. So those election paper, voting paper, we want to find in an envelope. Them they for disregard. You can't have that as a part of the process when it did not go into the ballot box. You did. Where was those envelope? And what location? So because you're going to the polling station for vote, you know, you're supposed to vote and drop your vote in the ballot box. Mark your X in front of the integrity people, yeah, who are preside over the voting process on the day. Yeah, and the people we are talking about are the people from within the EOJ office. Yeah. And remember the EOJ office again breach certain criteria as it relates to the ink being out there in the hands of unscrupulous Jamaica Labour Party activists.
Talk of the things and part.
Mighty God, where people were being paid to dip their finger in the ink and go back home to show that they vote when they did not vote. So the whole of these type of variances, we have them on videos.
Melton Pot, what did we say? We said 2026. You understand? It's a time for Andrew. You remember the mayor say that?
Yeah,
you
man.
Remember the mayor say that?
Pandemic election when we are reason after election time. Yeah. We said that. So 2026 are going to be them demise.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are seeing it. Yeah, it is slowly appearing. Yeah, it appears like the sun that rises in the morning above the mountain. You can see it coming up over the mountain. Yeah. This guy is under increasing pressure. He's like a madman right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a madman.
Can you imagine Tuesday, Parliament?
Mental faculty. Because so much.
Juliet Onus is not going to be settled coming Tuesday in Parliament.
No.
This news is out there. No, they can't settle.
Byron, remember, you know, I cry, we are cry. You know, it's true that, you know, when we come out and talk, you know, because we are bleed from inside our heart, you know. Me and you know that, you know, Byron.
True, yes, man. True.
Yeah. So, you see right now, our voice must be heard, you know, by the Almighty. And a deliverance time now. Deliverance time. Yeah. Time come. Because time now not something go, you know. Time come. So when Andrew steal the election using Pegasus, and when them swearing ceremony, and you see the guiltiness on the whole of the nastiness them face like all bushrat, and the big old thinking raper one when named McIntyre, and nasty dirty Babsy Grange. Yeah? And you see the whole of them there, and you can't see the guilt on them face, and them a fist pump. No, if me know my party win, me no need to show that type of, you know, we call it now, surprise element. God, what, you know, them surprise, you know, so them really come back in the office, you know, after not delivering for several, you know, period of time with them in a power, the 2 term before, them never deliver nothing. And the year Paul Buchanan say one thing, Andrew building an Olympic, we had a police station for 27 years. Not a school, you know, police station. Jamaica people, just look into that. The man have a constituent to be 27 years. And a one infrastructure development team carry out to the police. Then what that I tell you, say?
Dictator.
Dictator. Because remember, you know, education is the key to the development of any nation. And bypass that. Bypass that and build a police station. And him not have not more. Yeah? While you hear the vision, but Paul Buchanan did have for no man land, we put an institution, a learning institution, yeah, so that it can show a different color to the constituency. You understand? It can bring people from far to the constituency. But Andrew don't have those vision. Andrew vision is to destruct and reconstruct the society. You understand? So we are now, yeah, at a crossroad where, you know, we soon cross it. We soon cross it. June or know it?
No.
So I want on the 22nd of June, 2026, 9:30 a.m., the Court of Appeal do the right thing and send this case to Privy Council as fast as them can. That is the only way we can get rid of this monster out of our society. This dictator that has dictated his way to a high crescendo where him feel like nobody can stop him. Him is untouchable. Remember, I used term like ultimate leader, you know. Yeah, and Jamaica never choose this guy as a leader, you know.
Melting pot. June, as it relates to the ruling, from once it sent to the privy, I'm going to check it out with some lawyers. I think they have to might be choose someone different, you know, to be that leader, JP political head, right?
They would have to.
Exactly. So that is going to affect him next month, providing the court rule into Paul Buchanan favor. But let me just check it out. I want to. I will be speaking to some lawyers tomorrow to check that out.
I know if you're back when him go there and him come back, him is not the prime minister. Because I'm going to lose the case.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
So they would have to select a leader.
Yes. But yeah. I am not so sure. I am not so sure. You understand? I want to speak to some lawyers tomorrow. You understand, for that clarity?
No. I think that from the time, you know, the case sent to the Privy Council, yeah, him can't be the leader in a program.
Yes, you could be right. You could be right. You could be right with that. But I am saying that I still need to seek some legal advice. With
future reference. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we know say, you know, Humpy Dumpy, I go have a great fall. Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Humpy Dumpy going to have a great fall.
Yeah. I think I want to say I know more than believe. I think I want to say I know that he's going to have a great fall.
Yes. Because I mean deliverance must come in some way, shape, or form, you know.
Yes.
And when man a plan, God wipe out. And in the case of the whole in this administration with the nasty thinking dirty bush rat and the whole of them senior criminal around him, we say them now relinquish back Jamaica into the hands of the PMP and all these type of narrative. Yeah. A non-performing government win an election and the non-performing government are like a one term, you know. A 2 term, the nasty criminal them no perform. Remember, Andrew is a con artist, is a scammer. Andrew scammed the 2020 election. Mighty God. Andrew and him friend down at Trinidad, the only 2 prime minister in the world who call a general election and the back of a pandemic that we did not finish coming out of. Because I'm the one down at Trinidad link. Yeah? Him and the one in a Trinidad link. That is why you see Trinidad is now having the type of similarity as it relates to corruption like Jamaica. Because I'm linked with Andrew. Remember, you know, when Andrew do to Jamaican people in the pandemic, nobody now vote for him, you know. Remember the man make sure no some commit a herd immunity, you know, by locking up people, having people in a detention in a police vehicle before them carry them a lock up. Them now drive off till them full the police vehicle with people from all different walks of life. Oh, you detain people in a pandemic? Where you carry them going to go spread the virus in the penal institution? Some people you put them in prison for months. Cost over 7,000 at Jamaican for lose their life. They think Jamaican did not go vote for him? No. Because Jamaican remember what him do to them 2020. You understand? So Jamaican did not vote for him. Yeah? And him know that. And this is why we are seeing he's taking out revenge on the citizen by murdering the citizen on a daily basis, using corrupt policemen them where him have, and making them become, you know, giant military operation with the JDF personnel them, where that not supposed to happen. You cannot have the soldier working in tandem with the constabulary force. Yeah? On a day-to-day basis. The only time that can happen, you have to have some uprising what you call a state of emergency. Yeah? But it seems like this guy, every day is a state of emergency because what we see now is giant military operation. Giant military operation, my people. That is a breach of the Constitution. Yeah, and people need to take that into consideration. The police force is the arm that is charged with the responsibility of day-to-day policing of the citizen in Jamaica. Not the army. But yet still the army is out there everywhere trying military operation. Jamaica is in the hands of a dictator and it's been tightly gripped by a dictator. And there's only one solution, the Privy Council, to release the grip of the citizen of Jamaica and the country Jamaica itself. Jamaica need a new direction. Jamaica need a new leadership, a new spiritual guidance as it relates to how far this country can excel amongst the international community. Jamaica was a pride of place within the international space. Where Jamaica is, obscurity. Nobody now look on Jamaica again as it used to be viewed as a country that is known as the land of paradise. This administration has defeated such narrative by utilizing a system that drives fear into the babies them in Jamaica. The babies them are crying when them see police, them afraid of police. You can't imagine baby in your country afraid of police. Mighty God. What kind of society this guy create? Everybody afraid of police. Young and old. Young and old. Because them see police and feel like them will get killed. That is the type of fear factor where this dictator, this Pharaoh, has unleashed across the society. Yeah? And we have to get rid of this type of poison. Yeah? You hear him talk about them tricky and throw poison for you at the time him refer to the PMP. And one administration trick Jamaican and throw poison all over them. And this administration. Yeah? This administration and the administration. And I about the
blessings, because I was about to say, all right. Now, Jamaica, well, that's it. Where we have it tonight, right? I am so happy as it relates to the information coming out regarding Paul Buchanan, right? At least we have back some hopes in our hearts, right? And of course, we are looking forward for a couple of weeks away, right? To get the victory that we truly deserve. So long in waiting, right? And finally, of course, it seems like now we are looking on the horizon. I want to say to the panel, Melting Pot, big up yourself for your strong support, always putting out 110%. I want to say big up to all the members in the chat who continue to support Mystic Sensation. Love you all, my brothers and my sisters. Right, on behalf of Jamaica locally and in the diaspora who tune into Mystic Sensation. One love. We love you. Right? And we are saying tune in to Ratigan on Saturday. Of course, Reggae Dub Scene, right? And everyone, right, who out there, right, giving the strength, right? The Andre Stevenson, the Portland Spice, you know, right, who out there, right, batting for good governance and fighting for their country, right? Please support all these channels because they well deserve to be, right, supported. Big up once and all, right? Walk good and let me have wifey close this out.
Safe travel and the gravel, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Melting Pot, bless up yourself.
Pot me call it tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, sir, Byron. Yeah, man, and lady and self and bless up yourself as usual. Enough respect to the Sensation family. You don't know
right.
we want, you know. Yeah. We want the spear.
All right.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister around the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want to right there that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.